Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jehovah, Spirit Creator, Father, Jehovah God, good morning. I love you this morning as you give me the strength and as you give me the joy in my heart and in my soul this morning to go and actually go to Everett, Washington this morning as I travel to the other side of the coast of America to go and go and take care of my only brother, my baby brother this morning. I have many brothers and sisters in Christ, but this is my earthly realm brother, Anthony Muhammad Moore, as I go and travel today to Seattle, Washington. Everett is where he lived for the past 17 years. And I will be doing a special live tomorrow morning from Everett, Washington. So I will not be here locally tomorrow, but I will be producing a special ongoing behind the scenes tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So I'm hoping that you guys, everyone will follow me tomorrow to give tribute to my brother, Anthony Muhammad Moore. He passed away on February the 1st of this year, and we're going to be paying tribute to him. Seattle authorities were just able to reach out to me thanks to Derek Sanders, who I must personally thank this morning for being my brother's friend and actually doing the research on Facebook and locating his oldest sister, yours truly. So I thank you, Derek, this morning. I know that a lot of things was going on yesterday. I did still, because I have an obligation to all of you, I do this not for myself because I don't charge for behind the scenes. It's a free podcast that I do where you have some people that actually charge, but I don't charge. I don't come on and ask for donations or any of that to sponsor this. I sponsor this. It comes straight from the heart, straight from the soul, as an educational tool to educate people on becoming financially independent tomorrow and to educate people on the important and relevant events that take place in Baltimore City, Washington, D.C., and Virginia. So this morning, I want to thank everyone that does come on for coming on and spending a little bit of time with me this morning on this special edition of Behind the Scenes as I'm preparing to make my way to Everett, Washington today to see my brother for the last time. Those of you that want to go with me, I will be doing a live tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. For those of you that want to go with me. Mitch, thank you so much for coming on. Dante, I missed you all. Carlton Cobb, Jason Scott. Oh my God, Fight for Life. Y'all are making me cry this morning. Walker, my business partner. Thanks for coming on this morning. Anthony Thompson, thank you. Jason, as usual, thank you. Thank you all for coming on this morning. I deeply missed all of you yesterday morning. Hey, Dahi, thank you. Dahi, thank you for coming on this morning. We're going to just pay a little bit of tribute to my brother, and that's why I'm doing this special edition Tuesday morning behind the scenes. We air on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6:30 a.m., and I appreciate all of you followers that follow me. We did an event, a special edition on this past Saturday, live from Baltimore City's Arena Player Stage, and the play was the meeting. So if you guys that have been following me, please share. And I thank all of you that have shared. 66 of you have shared that play, the meeting, as well as my behind-the-scenes interview with our mayor, Mayor Catherine Pugh. So I'm sure you saw that. We had 747 views of my interview with Mayor Catherine Pugh. She asked me, she said, you want to be part of my promoters, and we meet twice a month. So it was such an honor to get an invite from her to actually be a part of her promotional team here in Baltimore City. So yes, I am founder and president of Z-Bay Promotions. Our home headquarters office will be opening on June the 1st here in Baltimore City, but we have launched our promotional company in such a fashion where I produced, and yes, I host this show called Behind the Scenes. And this morning we're actually moving and testing a larger platform, which is YouTube. So I'm about to set that up. And so we're going to not only be live this morning here on Facebook, but we're also going to be live on YouTube. My intention is to bring aboard and employ Z-Bay, to employ a young film producer here and technologist, Daryl Barber. He hasn't gotten the news yet, so you guys are getting the news before he gets the news. But this young man, 28 years old, has helped me in a tremendous manner. But he helped me, but he helped himself. Because he was one of my followers from Black Wolves and from Black Disciple. And so he's joined my team at Behind the Scenes. He's actually helping us to move over to a larger platform, YouTube. And I'm hoping, I meant to send him an invite this morning because I need him to actually convert this, but we're going to be taping from YouTube this morning. So I just thank you all. Give me just a moment here. You know, I go through this regimen every time I do a Facebook podcast live due to its limitations, but that's why we decided to also move over to YouTube also. But we're still going to be here live. But for you guys that want a bigger view, you can, on Friday, starting next Monday, we will be broadcasting dual from Facebook and from live. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you, for greeting me with your condolences of the loss of my only brother, Anthony Muhammad Moore. And if you guys got a chance to look at my wall or just to look at Facebook yesterday, you would see where I paid tribute to him by posting over the last 6 years some of his pictures. He was a photographer by hobby, but an excellent one. And we're going to be showing some of his work as I travel out here to Everett, Washington today. So I'm still inviting, and just to see Ricky, thank you. Ricky Vaughn, thank you so much. Darlene Kane, thank you so much for coming on this morning. And yes, oh, okay, Darlene, so you're part of Daryl Barber. Yes, a very, very highly gifted young man. I am so honored to be here in Baltimore City with so many creative individuals. I tell you, I'm just loving this experience, and I had no idea I would spend the latter part of my life being a Baltimorean. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Yes, my brother, Anthony Muhammad Moore, passed away on the 1st of this month. I'm just being notified thanks to Derek Sanders from out there in Seattle, Washington. He was enough friend. Now, tell you how wonderful and how precious this friend was of my brother's. So, my brother had to be a really, really great guy to have followers, to have friends such as Derek, because Derek knocked on his door and said, that's not like Anthony, not to answer his phone, not to, answer his door. That's just not like him. He called all the hospitals. He called all the morgues. And finally, he went to the medical examiner's office. Wow. Who does that but a friend? Who does that but a friend? He actually went to the medical examiner's office. And he found my brother. So, thank you, Derek. Thank you, Derek. I will be meeting Derek for the first time. I will bring it live from behind the scenes. But thank you so much, Derek. And guess how he found me? He ended up doing his research on Facebook. Okay, that's what he did. And he found me on Facebook. And so the medical examiners, investigators called me Tuesday night after I brought you guys the special edition from our Towson Financial Brokerage Satellite Office at 10:30. One of my business partners, Paula Irvin, she was honored here in the city in a magazine over the weekend as one of the most giving women in Baltimore City. She has contributed a lot to breast cancer patients, and she's a survivor. She has contributed a lot to single mothers with children. She does elderly people, the people in nursing homes, hair for free at least once a month. And this lady's been doing this and giving of herself to her beautiful city, Baltimore, for 30 years plus. So well-deserved honor, Reese. Congratulations, Paula, my sister Paula. And I'll be seeing her later on today. So I'm just thanking and praising God that my brother, as strong of a man as he was, on the 1st of February, God said, and my brother was ready then, he said, job well done, Anthony Muhammad Moore. Come home, my son. And so my brother, he gave up his ghost, he gave up his spirit, and he went on home to glory. And he was met by our mother. He was met by our mother, both our earthly mothers, because our great-great-great-aunt, our great-great-aunt and uncle raised my brother and I because we were born in Washington, D.C. And my biological mother, I didn't meet until I was 13, but she ended up to be, we got a lot of her characters. She was just adventurous. She was a singer. She worked on Capitol Hill and cooked for the Capitol, for those boys and girls up there in Congress, in the Senate. But she was a hard-working single mother, a young parent, 14 years old, born and raised here in Baltimore City. Her mother, born native Indian, Cinch Indian, my grandmother, and born and raised here in Baltimore City. So my roots are here, and God knew that this would ultimately be my work, is to be right here where my family tree started, and right here in Baltimore. So instantly, when I walked in here, I knew this was home for me. I knew this was home for me. And as you know, the earthly realm is just our temporary home. This is like a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey because we were made and put here on earth by Spirit Creator, Jehovah God. And he made the earth first and all that's around it. He made the universe. He put the stars in the sky, and he know each one of them by name because he named them. He put the sun in the sky for his creation to be able to experience light, okay? Lighting up the earth. He put placed the moon in the sky just by calling it into existence. Okay? He is the Alpha and Omega. He's the beginning and he will be the end. And so guess what? I just praise him this morning because he found it so merciful to tell my brother, come on home. Well done. You've been a strong soldier for me. You've been a strong son of mine. And guess what? It's time for your reward. It's time for you to spend eternally in my heavenly kingdom. It's an honor when we go home. It's a privilege when we get called and our spirit knows it's time and our spirit is willing to give up the ghost and to leave this earthly vessel called man. Okay, so this morning we're paying tribute to my brother Anthony Muhammad Moore, but we're going to still talk about some things that's going on in the city, because I've always made this, and my brother is the reason why I'm giving of myself in terms of this podcast. And this podcast is getting ready to become greater. I see that our chairman of the board said that yesterday that they've never came out on Facebook. It's always been a closed society. But I think because we're drumming up so much where you guys, because of all of you, the 7,000-8,000 people that follow me every day, because of you, then guess what? Our chairman of the board is now sharing so much with you too now. Sharing so much with you too now. No longer staying in the closed and just on YouTube, but seeing that there are people that need to be educated, that want to be educated. So I thank God for using me in such a major way, in such a major fashion. He was honored yesterday, and I'm saying congratulations, Jack Wu, because you, my young man, yeah, I'm almost 60 this year, so I'm privy to call you a young man, but you are way beyond your years. I'm going to go back to Daryl, to Daryl Barber this morning, because we're going to make him an offer. Z-Bay's going to make him an offer when we get back. Shh, keep that secret, Darlene. We're going to make him an offer, and we want him to head our production. So he'll be following us, as Z-Bay Promotions will put together and incorporate a totally separate division called World Productions, Z-Bay World Productions, and that will consist of all of our camera crew, our film producers, our editors. That department will be in charge of producing documentaries that make a difference in people's lives, producing films. We saw how the big rave was about Black Panther, and it went back to African tribes that had conflicts, and it showed how they dealt with their conflicts and how sophisticated also the African nation really was centuries ago. Okay, we just have not been privy to see where our roots come from and how God blessed everyone with intellect and with creativity, imagination. So we just want to thank you. Anthony James, thank you this morning for showing up. Oh, my man, Larry. Look, just to say a little bit about Larry Wallace. Larry Wallace, my man, thank you for what you do every day. They call him the celebrity cab driver. He's the celebrity cab driver. Larry is a soldier on the ground for God. He's on the ground. He works also in correlation and in partnership with Real Care Providers Network. So Larry, thanks for coming in this morning. Larry, I saw his work the other day. I was the first one to pop up on his live cam, and I just listened to Larry, and I watched Larry so lovingly talk to this Caucasian homeless person. And you guys, that I don't get into categorizing people by nationalities, race, or color. But in this case, in the city of Baltimore, I find it necessary to let it be known that a black man approaches a white man to help him because he's homeless. That's powerful. That's powerful. You got to understand, world. Because I've got some of my world viewers. Hi, Josh. Good morning. I've got some of my world viewers, and let me try to bring you guys on the camera. I've got some of my world viewers on the camera also. This is an international podcast, okay? That's why we've changed our slogan, Z-Bay Promotions, promoting all that's positive here in Baltimore City, the DMV, and around the world. Because God gave me this to give the world. It's not exclusive to just the United States. It's to the world. I have brothers and sisters over there in Guyana, Africa, that faithfully watches. Wow, thank you. That faithfully watches every morning. My brother, and he has a ministry working with orphanage children. And I'm from an orphanage originally, from Blue Plains. So anybody in Washingtonian, that's where my great-great aunt and uncle got my brother and I, from Blue Plains, which was an orphanage in Washington, D.C. So when I tell my story, you guys got to hear the rest in my book called Fearless Pioneer Woman. And my brother's memoirs called A Strong Man in America. Anthony Muhammad Moore, Memoirs of Anthony Muhammad Moore, which will be out by January 1st, 2019. My book will be out, Fearless Pioneer Woman, June the 1st. So I'm giving and I'm leaving everyone with inspiration. I want to inspire you guys to be all that you can be while you are here, especially my baby boomer friends and family and followers, because we're the last generation. Ooh, wow. God has given me something this morning. Think about it. Think very good about this. That's why I posted Miss Howard's 107th birthday to the world the other day, because we're the last generation after she leaves here. Wow. So baby boomers, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to inspire the world. Inspire the world. Inspire the world, not for self-indulgence, not for self-gain, but just to make the world a better place. Inspire first your children. Inspire your family, your nieces, your nephews. Inspire your young cousins. Inspire the young kids running up and down in your neighborhood. I love you. I love you too. Inspire people that's on your job to give back. Inspire when you run across a homeless person, and a young homeless person that's on the street. I went to my husband and I, say good morning, Kenny, come. Come. We went to the Wendy's directly across from the Atlanta Arena Players Stage on Sunday evening. And lo and behold, God had planted me there for a reason, okay? Because I ran into a young lady by the name of Trinity. And I ended up, and Christina, if you're watching, Larry, if you're watching, I'm going to come back to you, Larry, because before you leave, I want to get you on my dual camera. So she said, I began to, just listen to her. And I turned around and I said, My name, she asked me, she turned around when she caught my eye and said, do you have 50 cents? And I saw a bus across the street. I said, what, are you trying to catch the bus? Because she was eating. And she said, yes. And I said, no problem. And I said, so what's your story? She wasn't ready for that, I don't think. The little 18-year-old wasn't ready for that. She was so gorgeous. I wish I had took a picture of her, but I will have plenty opportunities to do that because I'm actually assisting this young lady. We're going to be producing her first CD because I found out not only can she sing, she can rap. She let me hear one of her finished, completed works. And I said, wow, who's that singing lead? I identified her when she rapped. She said, oh, that's me. I turned around and looked at her, really? And then I'm listening to the beat, and soon as the prelude came on, that's intro and music. Soon as that came on, I'm like, that's nice. It's like on the jazzy side, but on the go-go side. Oh, reminded me and put me in mind of my good friend Chuck Brown. Yeah, put me in mind of the creator, the master, the king of go-go jazz, Chuck Brown. And I said, wow, who does your beats? Me. I'm like, whoa, God, you brought me right here to Wendy's for this purpose. A moment to meet this young child, this young baby of yours, and bring her along. Z-Bay Promotions got you, baby. So her brother and her were looking for a place to live. I said, are you homeless? And she said, yes. I'm like, wow. I said, wow. I said, look, I introduced myself, who I was. Oh, wow. Thank you, Darlene. Wow. God got me doing this morning because this was supposed to be just a 10-minute podcast, really, trust me, to let y'all know to stay tuned tomorrow for the regular edition, but it's going to be moved up to 7 a.m. So thank you, Darlene. God is using me this morning in another way, okay? So I put her in touch with Christina Flowers. Last night she called me. She said, Miss, she was trying so hard to pronounce my first name, Zulieka. She was saying, Miss Zulieka. I said, darling, hi, Trinity. Because once I connect with you guys are like family. You guys are like brothers and sisters. You guys are like my adopted children. Some of you are like my oh my God. Okay? It's an instant thing. I'll remember your name, and when I meet you, when we embrace, it'll be like we've known each other all our lives. Trust me. And all of us on here will meet one day. Remember that I told you so, okay? At some point, I'll meet each and every last one of my followers face to face. And that's before we get to heaven, okay? So look, I said, she called me last night. I said, I told you I want to make sure that you are housed before I leave town tomorrow evening. And so she said, yes, ma'am. I said, did you call, do what I asked you to do? Because you know, folks, you should know me by now. As I walk, I'm doing. As I walk, I'm doing. So you got to be a worker. Faith with no works is dead. See, God made us fully equipped to handle any matter, but sometimes we need assistance. So he'll send someone in your life that will assist you. But you have to also do some work. So I said, did you get my text? You should have gotten in touch with Christina. I even emailed Christina to let her know that you will be calling her, okay? I need you to reach out to her, okay? Because she can actually do that intake today, okay? I'm sure she'll make the time because that's how Christina Flowers rolls, okay? I love her, especially when she gets a referral. When she gets a referral, she's on it, okay? She's on it. She does not hesitate. Ask me how I know, Because guess what? We had a new member of the church, and as soon as I went into her office and said the next day, because I promised this young man I was going to connect him, I brought the young man with me. I went and picked the young man up and brought him with me.